Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Filipino portion of the Grand Finals of Day 1 of the GMPGL Southeast Asian Grand Finals tournament held in the Philippines. This is Game 3 of iZone versus Pacific.Revitalize. If you don't know where Game 2 went, well, you're going to be wondering the same thing as I am because it has been lost into the abyss because there is no replay file. I looked on GGNet where none of these replays can be found because GGNet now apparently sucks, and I looked on Menesky.net where I did find this replay, but I could not find Game 2, and being that those are the only two sites where I get my Dota 1 replays, and I'm pretty sure that if Menesky doesn't have a Filipino Dota 1 match, then not many other sites would. We're just going to have to go with the fact that Pacific.Revitalize did actually take Game 2 from iZone, and we're going to get into a Game 3, so I'm just going to concentrate a bit more on my mic positioning this time, keeping my face towards it so my voice does not sound so distant. A bit tricky to get used to a desk mic, but it is a necessary change to make. Anyways, Pacific.Revitalize versus iZone. Let's see how this game goes, as right now we're going to get right into it. I was just waiting for that last hero on iZone he picked. It is a Bristleback, so just looking at the lineups, Naga, Batrider, Lifestealer, Nerubian Assassin, as well as Jakiro versus Crystal Main, Templar Assassin, Pugna, Bristleback, and Shredder. So iZone, they have a set window where they need to win because Bristleback falls off the abyss, and keep in mind the 6-7-8 with Bristleback where he doesn't get the additional 3 stacks on Warpath. He still is capped at 4. Meanwhile, Batrider still a top tier hero in this version, so Pacific do have him on his side, and we're going to have to see how this Batrider is laned, as it will be a mid-solo Batrider. Makes a lot of sense because he is going up against Templar Assassin. Keep in mind, this is the original mid-lane matchup that bought Batrider into competitive viability in Dota 2. There's pretty much nothing that Templar Assassin can do because Refraction, once you hit 2 or 3 stacks, Batrider can actually outdash the Refraction, and if the Templar Assassin ever goes invisible, then Firefly will just mean that the Refraction breaks super easily and Templar Assassin is pretty much boned. And of course, since TA has such low range, then Batrider can use his own short range and just use the threat of Firefly to keep TA pretty far back. The only thing going for TA in this matchup is that I guess she can bottle crow a bit better, since Batrider doesn't really need to bottle crow nearly as much, but Batrider should have always controlled the rune as long as he manages the cooldown Firefly properly. Meanwhile, it's going to be a 1v3 matchup once again, and this time Shredder versus this tri-lane featuring Naga, Jakiro, as well as the Lifestealer. Shredder is not going to get into experience range. I mean, there are 2 melee heroes controlling this tri-lane, but still has to be careful as Pugna has a haster and Nerubian Assassin going in. Pugna does have very low base HP, but Pugna should be able to win this exchange. But look at Nerubian Assassin, he's driving Pugna.
A player's forces are under attack.
First
Player's
blood.
forces are under attack. A town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
But with Shredder already forced to use a salve, he's level 2 himself. Meanwhile, Leicester is going to be free farming all the while. Nerubian Assassin is spotted out once again. The Crystal Maiden Frost Nova, I think, was the effect since he was slowed. So Nerubian Assassin just getting driven out. And once again, Nerubian Assassin won't really be able to get a good amount of CS in this lane. And Bristleback's just going to receive all the farm in the world. But Pugna, did he go back to base? No, looks like he just picked up a salve as well as a clarity, and he is almost at full mana once again. Now, a couple things about Barret in Dota 1 compared to Dota 2. Keep in mind, if Templar Assassin does go invisible, where here comes the dive.
A player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
So the reason why I think TA is winning this matchup is I think Barret's just going in way too hard. He needs a magic wand. He only has a ring of protection. And Barret doesn't really have the best armor, and he's just going to go in for stacks as the meld did proc off, but the Firefly AoE is definitely a little bit odd.
Under attack.
But yeah, just some funny mechanics things in Dota 1 compared to Dota 2. If you're invisible, if you're a Broodmother, if you're a Riki, you can still see the napalm stacks above you. Of course, that doesn't really matter about TA because she is stationary while she's invis. But if you're moving while you're invis, then you will be able to locate the hero's position by just continuously stacking napalms as
A player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege.
especially a lockdown lane like the Lifestealer, Jakiro, Naga lane, where you can just keep Timbersaw trapped for such a long time. And that lane actually does decent damage. That Riptide does negate the armor of Timbersaw by a little bit, but in terms of burst damage, that lane is a bit lacking, so maybe that's why Timbersaw did manage to pick up a kill.
A player's forces are under attack.
Meanwhile, Pugna looking to equalize the creep equilibrium, just going to do some pulls. Rune Assassin level 4, Bristleback level 5, picks up a Vip Booster, gonna go for the Vanguard, and this is not the buffed Vanguard with a bit more damage block, but still, Vanguard on Bristleback, such an important item. Meanwhile, Crystalmain level 4 herself has the Boots of Speed, and Shakira level 4, Naga level 3, Naga with nothing in the bank, as she really gets some Boots of Speed. Yeah, she has some higher than an average base movement speed, but she still wants to be able to get into position to cast that Song of Siren. But she will be able to get the boot speed by the time she hits level 6 because she is only level 3 at this stage. Meanwhile, TA forced to go into the jungle. She knows that this lane has now been officially lost, especially since the Scourge have not been able to get into position and drop any wards, as Timbersaw or Shredder on the bottom lane just taking way too much. Might just barely be able to escape, had a lot of points of reactive armor and used the bottle, and I think he actually will be able to escape that Timber Chain. So useful in terms of escaping, as he will probably have to go back to base. No, 2 couriers for the Filipinos, so they will be able to just use that exclusive Shredder one to get that ball back to base. And he's just going to sit here under the tower until he gets a bit more experience. He has enough mana to cast 2 Timber Chains, so as long as he isn't overly eager to get experience as well as gold, he can look to drain a little bit of experience himself.
A player's forces are
Meow Nubian Assassin level 5. Still not wholly convinced on this off-lane Nubian Assassin business at the Philippines.
player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
But Sentinel looking to make something happen. They're going to push down the tier 1 middle, and Leicester just continue to farm. I'm going to go straight into the armlet, as this should be a tier 1 dead for the Sentinel. And all the while, TA level 8, 2, 4, and 0, as Regeneration has been popped by the Barrier. Here comes a teleport, as whoever's teleporting has to be very careful. It is the Shredder doing so much damage. Nagasiren just barely.
The town is under siege. Player's forces are under attack. A player's forces
And he will have to back off. Not too sure what he can do to remedy this mana problems this early on. Might have to go for... I don't know what he'll have to go for. Early Voidstone? Somehow I don't think that's likely, as he needs mana regen, and he does have higher than average base intelligence growth as Nagasiren looking to escape max range Timber Chain, but Nagasiren just simply jukes to the other direction, as Nagasiren trying her best to stay in areas where there aren't trees to hook to, but Chakram will be used to secure the kill. So overall, this is a bloodbath as right now it's 7-7, 14 kills in 10 minutes. Meanwhile, the tower count is complete even, or actually there's a slight tower advantage for the Scourge. But I think the pace of the game, considering that the dagger is almost online for the Batrider, it favors the Sentinel, since Bristleback is just continuously out of mana, as ooh.
The town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack.
And right now the Sentinel getting some very strong rebuttals is now taking the kill lead. And in a game where the Scourge want to be doing as much as possible super early on, that's not proving to be very easy at all. This bristleback pick is not paid out. He's going to go right into a Vlad's so they can help push a bit more, and that mana regen, of course, given by the Vlad's is also pretty nice. But, and here's the big but, he's only level 7, probably max close spray, 1 or 2 points to go. He only has level 1 bristleback at this stage, and that means he's very, very not tanky, even with the Vanguard. He really wants to get level 2 or level 3 of bristleback, and I don't know the skill spell distribution since you can't see it in Dota 1, but he does have at least 1 point to go, although he does need more and more points in the bristleback if they want to get a frontline tank and allow TA to just go in. TA actually goes for Yasha, so she's looking to increase her movement speed. Not really too sure what else she could have gone for. I mean, straight up BKB, I don't think it's very strong. It's not strong against Naga. It's not strong against a Nerubian Assassin Initiation. It's not strong against Lasso. So, yeah, straight up Yasha. Pretty good choice. I would have preferred maybe something like a Drums pickup, but I think that's a bit more Western than these teams are a bit more used to. But they're going to snag out the bristleback, and he's just not tanky at all. He's just going to get hunted down and slaughtered like the pig he is. And that's going to force Scourge back. The bristleback illusion trying to secure whatever farm he possibly can get. But that's just not proving to be very useful. Timber Saw or Shredder, on the other hand, Point Booster still quite far away from finishing his Bloodstone. And these heroes on the side of Sentinel are starting to get pretty tanky. Naga Siren is level 7, has the magic wand, and of course does have some pretty high base movement speed. Barrider gonna likely work his way towards the Force Staff next, unless it's Lothar's Edge. Then if that's the case, well, Bone 7 has some competition with the Filipinos apparently. Meanwhile, the Nyx, yes, I can finally call him Nyx. He's not the Leicester. Well, he is, but he is actually just Nyx in this game. Has finished the armlet, so he has all the items he needs in order to fight. And Sentinel, using this momentum, gonna look to push down the tier 1 tower in the top lane, but the Scourge immediately looking to respond by pushing down the tier 1 in the middle lane. Pugna very close to finishing the mech with Firefly Edge, just proving to be very annoying to push in against. Can they manage to get any sort of stacks off onto the Barrier? This tower still at very healthy HP, and if Naga teleports in with the song, if it's online, which it is, then the Scourge could be in a lot of trouble, especially the Nerubian Assassin wrapping around with the Vendetta, level 9, so the duration of Vendetta, not
A player's forces are under attack.
But I think a large portion of that fight has to be attributed to the fact that Leicester, I did not see him in the vicinity. And if there was a Leicester, then I think that would have been 1 or 2 more kills for the Sentinel at the very least. And I didn't even hear the sound effects. I did not, my hearing was correct, I did not hear the sound effects of Barrier ultimate. So Barrier did not use his ultimate. I guess he was just perma-stunned into oblivion. But the Scourge have managed to recover to a degree, I suppose, 13-13. As they still have managed to hold a tower advantage. But I maintain, if this game does go late, I do favor the Sentinel by quite a bit. But we're going to have to see how this game progresses. Keep in mind, first place does manage to get, I think, 40,000 Filipino pesos, whereas second place gets 16,000, so there's a significant prize decrease. And of course, the chance to get some momentum heading into the GMPGL Southeast Asian Grand Finals tournament that was held over the next 2 days. So both teams definitely have a lot to play for here. Both have a lot of pride. One of the last major Southeast Asian tournaments in Dota 1, I've got to imagine, as here comes the smoke.
forces are under attack. Player's forces are under attack.
Face.
A player's forces are under attack.
Killing spree dominating. Mega kill. Double kill.
Town is under
Double
siege.
kill.
A player's forces are under attack.
And the Sentinel just saying, we're fucking Pinoys, guys. We want to fight all the time. Gotta respect that, but in this case, oh man, the urn! He's gonna bottle up, which of course does negate the effects of urn since it's HP removal and not damage, so the bottle charges do not get cancelled. And TA suddenly hitting for a lot. She had just Yasha, and then in the next 6 minutes or so, she managed to pick up a Mithril Hammer as well as a Blink Dagger. So this TA starting to put in her time at the office, as she is level 16, 19 minutes in the game, and I gotta imagine she's the highest level by far on the map. She is indeed. Lifestealer 3 levels behind her, Shredder level 14, 7, 3, and 4, but these are pretty much the peak of these mid-game heroes' dominance. You know, I want to check out the items on Barretter. He went for a mech instead of getting that Force Staff, recognizing the fact that none of his supports would have any money for a mech, as they went for Bracer and Wards respectively. But Barretter, I think he needs to hold into his mana pool. Right now, if he uses the mech, well, it doesn't show the mana cost on the mech. I don't think it does not. I think mana cost on mech is something like 150. Lasso is 150. Firefly is 100. Napalms are 30 each. That mana does add up after a while, especially if he's forced to blink more than once in order to prompt his initiation. So I'm not too sure Barret's the best mech carrier. I'd have a bit more confidence if he went for something like an Arcane Boots, but there are no Arcane Boots on the side of the Sentinel, bar the one on the Nerubian Assassin, as looks like the Sentinel are going to look to push in and
A player's forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack.
Double kill. Killing spree.
A player's forces are under attack.
and I've got to say this Swizzle back pick is really not working out well at all. But the clear winner in that fight, I think, has got to be the Sentinel. Lifestealer did not die, and he went for a Lothar's Edge. I don't think this is a typical Filipino Lifestealer build. I think they like to go for the standard Western build, which is Armlet, AC, even SNY to a certain degree. I don't think they like to get Lothar's Edge because it doesn't really give Lifestealer anything outside of a bit more maneuverability. But in this game, I guess it's working out because he will be able to get that nice bit of initiation damage, and of course the win. You know, the biggest problem for the Scourge is that their Bristleback is only level 9. He is the second lowest level person on the team, and he had free farm as Shredder gonna get wind of the Nerubian Assassin. Templar Assassin does kill off the Aegis Immortal as here comes the initiation.
A player's forces are under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
Double kill.
Just get the fuck out. Really no excuse. I guess they might not have had TP scrolls, but if that's the case, you have a Naga Siren. You should always have TP scrolls. The only good thing... Well, no, it's not a good thing. It's still a level 1 Naga Siren ultimate. As random courier coming in for the TA. One courier that's not been upgraded. Has to be careful, that's an easy 150 gold, but Crystal Maiden! Say it ain't so. Haste on the Lifestealers means that he's immune to goo. He's pretty much immune anyway because he's fucking Nyx. Bristleback's almost finished his pipe as the courier gonna get killed. What is this? Just all these moments of insanity, followed by a couple of bad decisions on both sides. But it's been an entertaining game nonetheless.
A player's forces are under attack.
Usually in the Dota when we play I look at CS, but can't really see the CS. But right now it is 25-22. Sentinel managed to take a kill lead, and this Nyx is becoming a huge problem now that he did not die in that fight. They have not been able to focus him down, and we'll just check out his gold really quick. 160 gold in the bank, so I've got to imagine he has something on the courier that is an item. Not too sure what it is. Could be a basher. But this Lifestealer just becoming a huge issue for the Scourge, as Bristleback usually does okay against Lifestealer because he takes reduced damage. That is a full Desolator. So now rather than taking 4 or 5 hits kill CM, it might take 2 or 3 instead. And because he can do that, he can just switch targets much quicker and go on another person during the duration of his rage. Pugna, no item progression. Bristleback with a pipe has another cloak. Magic resistance does stack diminishingly, but I can't imagine him go for another hood because there's still a Nice with the Desolator running around, and there's still Nerubian Assassin Vendetta, which is all physical damage. Jakira level 11 as Sentinel looking to group up and looking to push the bomb tower, and Barrett suddenly has all of his core. He's Ghost Scepter, he has Force Staff. And now with the 1.1k mana, he can cast all of his abilities, including the mech. So this Barrett should be just fine in these team fights. We'll be able to get off a solid initiation, almost level 16, so almost at 50 seconds.
Unstoppable. Double kill. Wicked. Triple kill. Monster kill.
The only person he did not kill, well, I don't honestly know, but that is what these team fights are. Meanwhile, Sentinel have the Nagasaran ultimate back online, so if they want to choose to apply pressure towards the tower, they could do that, but Nagasaran doesn't have a TP scroll. Looks like she's the only one, so she might just give up her life if push comes to shove, but now this is a level 2 Nagasaran sleep, so now the cooldown has been reduced significantly, and the Sentinel looking...
Players' forces are under
at These Nagasaran sleeps have been pretty bad, in all honesty, but it will be enough to cover the retreat of the Jakiro at the very least, as Nagasaran will be forced to give up her life in the end. Still, the Scourge are in a lot of trouble. Now they have lost their tower advantage, and they've lost the kill advantage, and in this game where they have a level 11 Bristleback, those advantages were very much necessary. You know, this tier 2 getting close to deny range actually, so actually it is in deny range, so that's going to be another tower loss. That's even less map control for the Sentinel, and an extra bit of gold for the Sentinel. A little bit less map control for the Scourge, more gold for the Sentinel, even if it was deny gold. And now these heroes on the side of Sentinel starting to get capped. Barrett are pretty much maxed outside of Boots of Travel, and maybe BKB, but I doubt Pinoy Barretters would go for BKB. The Room Assassin has everything he needs. Brilliant Force Staff acquisition by him. Has pretty much served the purposes of a Blink Dagger, but Mion Jakiro, just with the headdress, gonna look to buff up his teammates whatever he possibly can. The headdress as well as the mech regen do stack, so having an extra bit of regeneration always useful. Mion Templar Assassin has just been dying in these fights. Really needs a BKB, but I think she's finally realized that it might be a bit too late, and even if there is a BKB, there's still Nagasaran, there's still Lasso, there's still a Lifestealer. And right now, the Scourge, they need to win this game about 5 minutes ago, and since they didn't, this...
the players' forces are under attack.
Pugna, Ghost Scepter. He has Decrepify, but getting that extra bit of protection. Well, the Nike's gonna go for Heart rather than going for the AC. I do like this.
The players' forces are under attack.
Killing spree.
Nerm Assassin looking to escape. Is there detection?
The players' forces
There is not. So a bit of a optimistic chase, but they will be able to kill off this tier 2 tower. I've got to imagine with Lifestealer being dead, as well as the Barrier being dead for about 40 seconds, this tower should fall in short order. Still, Nerm Assassin making everybody's life more difficult than it should be, as Pugna getting mana burn for 1 billion damage. Still, this tower should fall, and I think now the Scourge should look to perhaps claim Rush. I guess it hasn't been 10 minutes, but the Scourge should back off. Barrier's going to respawn very, very soon, and the Shredder is getting... And this level 4 mana burn, Shredder pops the BKB and goes back in. and then he realizes that was very stupid. I should have just Timber Chained away and then used my TP rather than using an 8-second BKB. But
The player's forces are under attack.
no harm done in the end. BKB's finally been scared by the TA, and that means Naga's starting to have to be conscious of continuously netting the TA, which I think she's been doing anyways. You know, Travels has been finished by the bat. Nyx, can't imagine he's finished the heart. He did just die very recently, but is working with 2.6k HP with the armor turned on.
A player's forces
Meanwhile, level 15 Array Assassin does not have level 3 Vendetta online just yet. And Bristleback level 13. He is just a tank. His damage is pretty minimal, although these armor values on the side Sentinel are not as high as they could be. They don't have a Vlad, they don't have an AC. Still, decent armor values nonetheless.
A player's forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack.
Dominating. Double kill.
A town is under siege.
And Bristleback was killed off in the backlines. Can't say I've been impressed with this Bristleback pick at all in this game. And I think this should be a tier 3 tower, if not a set of racks. The only person who's going to respawn is the Shredder. And I don't think a Shredder by himself will be enough to hold the assault. Force staff initiation onto the Pugna means that that is one very dead skeleton. Although he did life drain to help preserve his life as best he possibly can. They're not going to keep chasing the Shredder. They know he's too tanky. Instead, they're going to kill off the tier 3. Will they go for the racks? They have a Desert on this Nyx, so they should do just that. But the Barrel Lasso is back online. Marinerburn going to kill off the Shredder, and now it's 40 seconds for the respawn. GG boss called by the Pacific side, as I've got to imagine this is some friendly trash talk, as this is a land setting if I'm not mistaken, so I'm sure they're just going to go out and play some more Dota after this. Bottom Barracks going to get killed off as well, and the Scourge, well, they're up shit creek, and they have barely a paddle to go on with.
A player's forces are under attack.
Sure, does manage to kill off the Naga Siren as a response, but only down to 6 Bloodstone charges. Meow and Nervous Assassin will likely die. That damage from the TA is still absolutely tremendous, but Crystal Maiden says, I want to feed too, and she's going to do just that. And this is the only shot this Scourge have. They have to go for Rush, and they have to go now. But Nyx, he's going to come back in relatively soon. Barter has the lasso as well, and he is...
A player's forces are under attack. The town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
Meanwhile,
A player's forces are under attack.
can only watch the rest of his team die. Bristleback just sparing quills, but 14 armor is enough to negate a lot of that quill spray damage by itself, as Nyx just proving to be too much to deal with in this game.
A player's forces
As
are
TA
under attack.
gonna be able to respawn. I think she had to buy back. I'm pretty sure she bought back. But now Barrett are gonna teleport towards the top lane. Lifesteal are gonna look to kill off the range barracks. 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits, 6 hits, 7 hits. And that's a barracks. With the relic on his side, well, even Shredder armor is not enough to deal with that sort of damage. You know, he should probably just pick up a Diffusal and just negate the effects of the Ghost Scepter as well as the Decrep. But Nyx gonna take a lot of damage.
A player's forces are under attack.
And that is going to cost TA her life, as she is going to die. And I think that should be GG. GG's called. Offensive GG's called. No Scourge GG's just yet. So the typical Pinoy cockiness. But again, this is a LAN environment if I'm not mistaken. I've got to imagine these guys are friends. GG's finally called. And that's going to be it. So Pacific.Revitalize actually managed to claim the but the Nyx just made Crystal Main his bitch, basically. And that's pretty much what the... And Bristleback was -1, essentially.
Player's forces are under siege.
Not too sure why you pick Bristleback in a pushing strategy, because he does need experience. And he's not particularly good in pushes, because the towers don't affect